You ready, Pete? Go ahead.
All set, B? All right, so I'd like to bring the Town of Wappinger Zoning Board of Appeals, September 22nd, 2020 meeting to order. Can I have roll call, please, B?
Mr. Buller?
Present?
Mr. Lorenzini?
Here.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes, here.
Mr. Delaporte?
Here.
Mr. Bellardi?
Here. All right, the first item on tonight's agenda is the acceptance of the minutes from September 8th, 2020. Has everybody had a chance to review? Everybody, any comments, any changes, revisions?
Looks good.
No? Okay, can I have a motion, please, to accept the minutes as written?
Can make a motion to accept.
Have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. All right, second item on tonight's agenda is public hearing, appeal number 207711, John Carrillo, seeking an area variance, section 24037 of district regulations in an R20 zoning district, where 20 feet is required to the side yard property line. The applicant can provide 11.2 feet for the construction of a 550 square foot pool deck with stairs, thus requesting a variance of 8.8 feet. Where 40 feet is required to the rear property line, the applicant can provide 36 feet for the construction of a 550 square foot pool deck with stairs, thus requesting a variance of 4 feet to the property, 4 feet. The property is located at 1 Bungalow Lane and is identified as tax grid number 6257-01-453969 in the town of Wappinger. Could I have a motion, please, to open the public hearing?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay, so we do at this point is we ask you to come up to the microphone, if you would. Just state your name and address for the record. And for anybody who might be listening in besides us, just a brief description of what you need and why you need it.
Okay, well, my name is John Carrillo. I live at 1 Bungalow Lane, Wappinger Falls, New York, 12590. I'm requesting a variance because maybe 7 years ago or so, I basically bought a pool and kind of designed where it should go. And at the time, I don't know if the back spacing or whatever changed, or the zoning laws changed, or perhaps I read them wrong. So I designed the pool where it was, and I put it where it was, and I designed the deck to be, adjacent to the pool at a certain size. There's also going to be a jacuzzi and so forth. So I don't know if I got the numbers wrong or if they changed the numbers, but now I need an extra couple of feet here and an extra couple of feet there.
Got it. All right, so we were all at the house. Right, Tom, you had a chance to go see as well?
Yeah,
You
I was
did?
there yesterday.
Yeah, okay. And then we took a look around, we see what's going on there. It's a pretty big deck, and it's on the side of the pool closest to your property line, or your side property line. And I know we had raised the question of if or why you would maybe flip-flop it and put it on the other side.
Well, because if I put it on the other side, basically it'd be taking up most of my yard, because, the other side of the pool, between the pool and the property fence, is basically dead space right now. And, that's where I had designed the deck to be. So if I put it on the other side, it'd basically be smack dab in the middle of my backyard, and it'd be, basically wasting my whole backyard.
Gotcha. And it's a pretty wide deck as well, 18 foot wide. I was taking a closer look at the drawing tonight, and I did see your surveyor put this together, right? And you're actually stating that you can provide 36 feet, right, to the rear property line?
Correct, to the
Did
lake.
the surveyor give you that dimension? Because I'll tell you why. If you want to come up, take a quick look. Sure. It's all right, right? If you want to come around that way.
Oh, I got a copy.
Oh, you got it? Yeah. You see, if you look at the dimension, he has from I'll hold it up for you, right? the dimension from the deck here to your rear property line, there's no real dimension there. And you have that 27-foot dimension too, but that's basically a bearing line, not the property line.
Yeah, I'm not
So-
sure. I think the architect worked off of the survey,
There's,
because we did have a survey done not too long ago.
gotcha.
So I think I supplied the survey to the architect when he did it, so I'm not sure.
So the concern, I scaled it, you know, because the drawing is to scale. And the best I can get there, because your property line kind of goes at a skew as
Yeah.
well, is about 32 feet, you know, not 36. And the reason this is important is if we were to grant you the variance, then you could have problems down the road if we're not accurate, you know, whether you have a survey, whether you're to sell the house or
Well,
whatever.
another issue, another problem that I have is the shoreline is actually falling into the lake, so I keep losing property. So every year, it might be different, even though, so my property line right now might be in the lake.
Right, would
Which-
if the shoreline comes in, wouldn't your property line still be in the spot?
Yeah, it'd
where
still
it
be
is?
in the
It'd just
lake,
be
yeah.
in water,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, eventually, that's on my list to fix too.
Right.
Build a
Gonna be
wall, or, you know, a little wall there and so forth, so that.
Right, I gotcha.
But,
I gotcha. Yeah, absent that, I mean, the guys may have some other questions, I'll open it up in a second. But absent that accurate dimension, I don't know if we really can rule on it, you know, because if we, like I said, if we get it wrong, it's gonna cause you a lot of headaches down the road. I think it would be best if you had the surveyor put that dimension on the survey, you know, and we could have you back at the next meeting, and it's 2 weeks, and you'd be much better off, you know, especially if it's
The
wrong.
only problem with that is then I'd have to pay a surveyor all over again, and I'm kinda tight for money right now with the COVID.
I don't think so. Your surveyor here, he could probably do it electronically. You know, he'll have this up on his CAD.
My surveyor or my architect?
Your surveyor, the guy who did this survey, right, Robert
Well-
Oswald.
Yeah, well, I don't think when was the last time we had a survey done? It's gotta be over 2 years ago. So I don't know if he'd just do something for free for me.
Right, no, I'm sure he
And
won't.
like I said, financially, I can't
But
really
if
afford a
this
survey.
guy did the survey, and he has the survey, it's simply a matter of him basically is finding 2 points on his CAD system in his office, and give you the dimension to the 1/10 of an inch, you know, and it would take him basically really minutes. It would just be
If he's still in business even.
The tough part would be contacting him
Yeah.
and going through the scenario. I'm sure he's not
If
gonna do
he's
it for
even open
nothing,
with the
you know.
COVID, yeah.
But he would be able to do it quickly and I would imagine inexpensively, you know, especially if he has this, right? And I would imagine he would. What was the date on the survey, do you know?
The 2018.
June
That's
4th.
not-
Oh, yeah, so about 2 years ago.
Yeah, not too old. No, it was 20 years
Because
old.
I gotta be honest with you, I have property in Albany, and I've been trying to get a surveyor out there. It's almost impossible.
Yeah,
He's
it's
working.
tough.
What?
Mr. Oswald is working.
He is?
In fact, everybody's working down here right now.
Yeah, and he would really be no need for him to come out to your property. He really could just go 2 points, bam, and get you that dimension. Again, I'm only bringing this up because it would cause you major headaches down the road if it's
Well,
not
how about
accurate.
this? Maybe we could do this instead. How about if you see where the staircase is, if I cut that off and just put the staircase into the deck, so that whole little section of, what is that, however wide the stairs are would be gone.
But that's like a landing.
But-
so
Yeah.
For the landing, just.
I get it, and that's fine.
So
The
where
only
would,
thing is, we still don't know what that dimension is, right?
I
We
mean,
could guess.
the architect prepared this plan, right?
Yes, correct.
So, I mean, I would think he could also
Either
add
one.
the dimensions on, right, if he, based on
Your
the
architect
CAD.
did this one?
Perhaps, yeah.
Oh, that he could too.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's in
okay.
title
Well,
block,
that-
he
yeah,
should
that-
be able to give you the dimensions.
He's got the same CAD system.
All right, well, he's my neighbor, so I know I can get a hold of.
And he could literally do it in minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, he really could. I think it's best to do that so you're accurate and there's no issues down the road.
Okay.
And I would ask the guys, we might as well, while we're here, then we would probably, right, we'd have to adjourn the public hearing?
right,
Or we could close the public hearing, couldn't we? Or no?
I would just adjourn. it.
Adjourn, okay. We could adjourn the public hearing, but while we're here, if the guys have any other questions, you know, we might as well fire away now, right?
Yeah, I mean, you guys came out here just for me, I feel better. Maybe I should do some karaoke or something.
I mean, the only other thing I think to have the architect confirm is, he also has his 40-foot rear setback line. which is coming off this dash line, where it
Which-
appears to be
Which one?
this line,
40
right?
foot, yeah.
Is, I assume, 40 feet off this line? And we're saying that that's not the property line, right?
Say that again.
That 40-foot setback line that he noted here
40 foot
Right.
rear setback.
should really kind of be, this shape.
Not
So you
sure.
mean
Well-
the way it's drawn?
Yeah.
He's saying if he were to
Well,
accurately do it, it should follow the property line.
Well, what
Well,
I
my
get is,
property line is-
I think the architect was using the dash line as your property line.
Yeah, I don't,
I think so, right.
that would be true, but for our intent and purposes, we really just need to know what that dimension is from the
Yeah.
property line to your deck.
Well, my concern is that when the architect revises this, he's gonna measure from the wrong point again, and it's gonna cause additional confusion. So I would just have him clarify that.
All right,
If
so
you
I'm not understanding which line you're talking about.
Straight line of
Can,
fence
you know what, can you have Paul, or I can call Paul Pilon
Right, so
tomorrow?
this is,
Was that
I
him?
assume he's saying
Oh.
that this is 40 feet,
Well,
and really it should be to this line.
Well, I mean, you can call
I'll call Paul tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'll just be easier. Because then I can scan what I want, and we can discuss it over the phone, so he knows what we want.
Yeah, it'll be, again, it's a very, very simple thing for him to do.
Okay.
But, any other questions you guys might have for the applicant while we're here?
Yeah, I have a question on the deck size. It looks like 500 for putting on a side is too big. Would you consider making it a little bit narrower?
Well, that's another point that I've
Because that will-
thought about, but the
Uh-huh.
only problem is that if I decided to do that, and I thought about doing that before coming here, if I do that, then I have to pay the architect to redo the plans, which is gonna cost me another $1,000. And it took me 7 years just to save up to do the deck, so that will set me back again. And also, between the deck and the property line, that's basically gonna be wasted space. It's never gonna be used, so if I made the deck even smaller, that'd be even more wasted space.
But I don't know, consider wastage space, because
Well,
that's what
it is
every
really-
town
if you-
required to have.
I mean,
this
you were out in the
buffer zone.
property, it really would be wasted space because the deck would kind of like block the sun and it's just wasted space.
It's true.
If I could, I'd like to put it all the way to the property line, but.
True,
that's-
right,
that's
but
not
that
gonna
will
happen.
not, that will not allowed, right? That's the zoning law.
And then when I have a big party on the deck, you guys are all invited.
Right, but, yeah, so that's the only thing I had commented.
Yeah, no,
on.
I
Why-
did think about it. And it
Unnecessary
would
to
actually be
get-
cheaper in materials too, but
Yes, right.
like I
right.
said, it would kind of set me back.
Because one thing we are trying to do here is have minimum violations or requirement for variance. And this is, to me, looks like unnecessary variance. Could be used to make it simple.
I
at
mean,
least
if I
from
had
side.
my way before I put the pool up,
Mhm.
you know, I could, it would have been much better if I did it then, but
right.
like, for me to move the pool now and make the
Right.
deck smaller, like I said, that's really gonna be wasted space.
Yeah, now moving full, right, yeah,
Okay.
right. Okay.
Any other questions?
well,
Right.
I want to say that I concur with Shailesh. I think I spoke to you last night about that. What's the percentage we have here now of variance? 'Cause it's not 50%, but it's pretty darn close. So,
Yeah.
and it's a large 18-foot wide. I mean, it's nice, but
20
we do
versus
try to keep
11.
the variances down, not make them bigger.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a percentage basis, it's what we're trying to say, is you're asking for a very large variance. Yeah.
1.2
I mean, I think one of the concerns is that, like, what's the height of the deck?
Basically the height of the pool, I don't know if it says in the
Yeah,
plan.
so, and I think that the height of the pool is higher than the height of the probably 6-foot fence, right?
What is it, yeah, I think it's a 6-foot fence.
That's pretty typical. So I mean, it's this notion that if you have your deck here, you're kind of looking over a neighbor's fence
Well,
immediately
we
into
were
the
gonna put up
property.
like a privacy curtain, we already discussed it with the neighbor.
Excuse me, what kind of privacy curtain? You
Oh, I
can't
don't-
go higher than 6 feet.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not gonna go
So-
that. I mean,
No, but
yeah.
Mr. Barr said you'd be looking down, there's no way to avoid that.
Well, that's what I was.
Well, that's why we
that's what I was
said
asking.
we'd put a privacy curtain or something up.
Okay, but you can't have anything that is higher than 6 feet.
Right, you're saying a privacy curtain on the deck,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Everything like a pergola on the deck with
Yeah, they make
drop-down
those,
curtains?
they make
I've
those
seen
curtains now that, I don't know if you've seen them, they use them as shades. Yeah, they use them as shades, they use them as curtains, they use them as all kinds of
So
things.
there'd be an additional structure on the deck?
Well, no, I
that
think
would
it's
come
just a
up to
metal rod,
support that?
metal rod on each side.
Have you thought about just lowering it slightly, like lower than that?
But then I'd have to
It's
climb
nice to have
into-
it flush with the pool, but if it's down a couple
Yeah, I
feet.
know, but then I'd have to climb into the pool, and the whole point of building the deck is so, you know, we could sit on it and put our feet in it, and if it's not adjacent, if it's not level with the pool, it kind of defeats the whole purpose.
Plus I'm wondering
Yeah, I
if
get that.
the slip out of the pool being
Can
wet,
we have
slipping
Mrs.
down.
Curie come up and speak instead of speaking it?
What's that?
Have her come up to the microphone and speak, because I'm not hearing what she said.
No? Okay, sure, go ahead.
What I was saying,
Tell us your name, please.
Lisa Carrillo also.
You can pull your mask down since you're married,
Thank
right
you.
there. We can hear
Thank
you
you.
better.
Believe me, it's a blessing to take it off. Lisa Carrillo, One Bungalow Lane, Wappinger Falls, New York. As far as the deck going down below the pool was, if we had a step down, I'm afraid of the kids being wet, slipping on the Trex, and that's an accident.
I've
never ever seen where the deck is
Thank-
lower than
Yeah,
I mean,
and
believe
then
me,
you might-
we wish, we,
It might
you know.
create more of a trip hazard as well.
Plus, we were already discussing with our neighbor who I thought was gonna make it today of doing, privacy hedging along the fence.
Mhm.
So it goes above, and that would be perfect, because neither one of us wanna see each
I
other.
like
Well, we like to see each other, but I know,
I like the curtain.
he said he didn't wanna see my kids as they get older, and he's walking out and their friends, so yeah, it was discussed that way.
Got it. All right, so why don't we do this, then I would,
So,
Go ahead.
Pete, I'm just gonna say, my concern is the width of the deck. I would
Mhm.
like to see it a little bit smaller.
Well,
And I understand where you're coming from, but that's what I would like to see.
yeah, like I said,
So if you're
that'll,
gonna be coming back,
that's gonna set me back financially, and that'll be money coming out of the materials, then I'll be saving another couple of years. And then, by then, the setbacks might change again, and we'll be in the same boat, I'll be here again in 3 years.
that's another question, Barb. Have the setbacks
The
changed?
setbacks haven't changed since the 80s.
All right, then
And
maybe I
there's
was,
no
maybe I was
intention.
wrong when I,
So the whole point of a setback is, for the homeowner, it may be wasted space, but it's put in there to protect properties from each other, to have a buffer. And that's the whole point of why you're here tonight, that there should be a buffer between properties from either big sheds or pools or anything. So that's what the variance is there
Well,
to
the
give you
thing is-
relief of it.
yeah, the thing is that, like I said, our neighbor was supposed to come, because we only have one direct neighbor, and it's divided by a 6-foot fence, and right after the 6-foot fence, I don't know if you guys noticed, but he has like a big, I don't know if you call it, it's not really a shed, it's bigger than a shed, it's almost like a pool house or something. So, I mean, his is almost right up against the fence, you know, so a 10-foot buffer or a 14-foot buffer or whatever I'm asking for, it really isn't much compared to what he has on his side. I'm not sure it's
Right.
grandfathered in, but,
Well, I'll look into that for his property, but
well, I don't wanna get
variance.
him in trouble.
No, but variances, well, they were out. Too late. Variances run with the land, so that's why it's very important for this board when they make a decision, because when you're long gone, 3 owners later, they can still keep replacing that deck
Mhm.
in that spot, or a shed, or whatever the variance is for.
Well, that's why the first thing we did is check with that neighbor to see if he had an objection to it, and he does not.
Right, but then again, like Barb was saying.
Yeah,
he
no,
might
I
move
understand.
next year. So,
After I put all this money into this house, I'm not moving.
No, the neighbor.
No, I do understand what you're saying.
so yeah, if you're coming back,
For zero, right.
think about it.
Like I said, I did think about it, and it'll just set me back, and then it'll be another couple of years before I build the deck. And then we're gonna be going through this again, which I really don't want, because even the variance costs $350, so that set me back, and
all right.
especially now with the COVID going on, oh, God.
Oh, yeah. All right, so that's a consideration. Think about it. I'm gonna move to adjourn the public hearing to the next
Just,
meeting, which would be,
just make announcement if there's anyone here to speak on it.
Make the announcement that if there's anybody here
Oh,
that would
oh.
like to speak
oh,
about
Just-
it.
that's gotcha,
you're on
gotcha.
TV.
If there's anybody else in the room that's here to speak on behalf or against the applicant, see anyone, then let us, let the record show there's nobody here. With that said, then I would move to adjourn public hearing to the next meeting. October 8th, sure. So we'll have another meeting on October 8th. And I'll need a second with that, please.
I make a second.
I moved, yes,
Is that also at 7 o'clock?
yes. And we have a second?
I make a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Okay, so we'll see you on the 8th.
And you're gonna call
I'll call Paul, so Paul will get in touch with you then to discuss it after I explain what we're looking for.
It's
Okay.
it may not necessarily be 2 weeks, it's a Thursday night? Oh. And then it's not the 8th then. B, so it's, the,
I don't have a phone, B.
B, do you have,
Is it the,
double check that D.
Date, yeah, right, you're right.
it is, it's the 13th.
13.
13th.
Good call. Normally I have my phone, I check.
Yeah.
So it's October 13th.
13th. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, we'll see you then.
Good night.
All right, so the third item on tonight's agenda is the adjourned public hearing, appeal number 197689, a commercial variance, Tarpon Towers 2 LLC Wireless Telecommunications Facility, seeking an area variance, section 240.81G4C2 of the district regulations in an R40, R80 zoning district. Since the planning board has declared a positive declaration on this application, the zoning board cannot rule on this application. So again, I would move to adjourn this to
Peter,
the,
first you have to open it.
have a motion to open the public hearing, please.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Could I have a second?
I make a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay. Now, public hearing is open. Now we'll move to adjourn the public hearing to the November 10th Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. Could I have a second?
Make a second.
Which one? Which one of you?
Don't fight over it, guys.
That's fine.
All right, so we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. All right, all that being said, could I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I have a second.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Done.